Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're checking out the best tools to choose the right colors for your project or for your taste. Also, if you want to know what kind of process I use to choose the right kind of colors, watch till the end of the video. I think you'll find it very helpful. Also, I have my own course now, so if you want to take that course, message me on either my LinkedIn or email me. I'll have the email in the description. The first tool that we're going to look at is called Color Leap. You can choose which era you want colors from. So it could basically be as simple as the 1940s when there was a lot of pop color and red and yellow and blue going on. So if I choose 1940, there are these popular posters from that era, and they've picked out the colors from these popular posters. And there's a bunch of posters with different colors. So if I want something which has this old vintage vibe, well, I can use these colors. The next color tool is by the EVA design system, and it's the deep learning color generator. That means it uses deep learning and AI to generate the right kind of colors. I can pick any primary color that I want. In this case, I might pick up something like this deep green. Perfect. And I will click on this refresh button, and it will basically choose my secondary colors, success, info, warning, as well as danger for my primary color. I can even select a dark mode. So if I want certain colors to be on a dark mode, I can basically see how they look in dark mode as well. And once I am happy with this entire palette here, I can always click on export, and I can export this entire color palette as a JPEG or a PDF as well. So this will really help me in fastening my UI design process. I can just import this into Figma or XD and just color pick and drop it into my UI. Now the next tool is also pretty good. It's called the calcolor.co. Now what it does is it allows you to pick a color. In this case, I'm just maybe choose a yellow color, FFCC00. That should be correct if I remember. I'll click on go to color page, and this will take me to this color page, and yes, there it is, yellow. So I can tweak how much of yellow do I want, how much of this red mixture do I want. Do I want it to have a mix of black and white? That means gray as well. I can reduce the amount of black hue there is and increase the amount of white hue. I can decrease the redness, so now it'll go towards yellow. If I keep on dragging this, if I drag this from the bottom, it will mix green with this yellow. And basically using this entire theory of mixing certain parts of colors with certain parts of black and white, it basically allows you to create a very unique color and then generate a color palette right out of that. These are monochromatic colors, and of course these are the triads of this green. This looks absolutely perfect. Every color you generate, you can click on this I button right here, and it allows you to, of course, see all the values, hex, RGB, CMYK, as well as lets you know a little about the color that you're using. In this case, it is defining this color as avocado. Now it also has a blend feature right here, which allows you to blend it and see the color side by side. So on the left, of course, you have more of the whiter values, and on the right, it's much darker towards black, of course. You can add palettes right here, or you can change whether you want black or white. You can choose that option as well. You can choose two color values. So for in this case, I'll just pick the same yellow we used here. And on the other end, what I can have is either black or some other color to blend in with. Let's see this a whitish kind of color, or I can 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, and let's see what it brings up. I don't really remember. Okay, it brings up this bluish color right here. So it blends, the yellow blends in with the blue, and you see all the colors in between. Looks very good and is very, very helpful. This tool is very, very cute. Not only because they use such cute illustrations, but the colors itself are so simple and nice. It just blends in well, and the font is very readable. They have a bunch of palettes you can choose from, of course, and if you click on one of these, it basically switches out all the elements here with those colors. There's a very neat and clean bifurcation of what colors are used for what elements. So background can be this almost white or this beige. Then there can be this pink for the button, like you can see here. The button text is black, just like this. You can basically click on any one to copy it. As simple as that. Mackenzie Child, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I love this tool, and I've loved how you've placed everything. The layout, everything is absolutely perfect. So I've just opened this random artboard on Figma, and I'm just gonna show you guys how I choose my kind of colors. So what I do is I select different shades and different hues of the color until I find the right set of palette. So I can create a quick rectangle, and inside this rectangle, for example, I want a base color of blue. Blue is my favorite color, so I'm going to be a little biased with blue. So I want this really smooth and very light kind of sky blue right here. What I can do is basically blend in this with some other color. So what I'll do, I'll create a rectangle which could be something like a black. I'll reduce the opacity to say something like 10%, and I'll place this black color over it. So I have a slightly darker version of this blue right next to it. What I can do is just copy this again and increase the opacity of this black. So I can do is 20%. See how it just goes from this color to a higher color right here. I can use different plugins definitely to replicate the same effect. Then I will choose a contrasting color which will look good on this blue. So I can either go to the color palette here, or I can choose an external color palette. In this case, we'll just stick to the tool that I'm using. So blue, I know for sure that red and pink are this specific contrast to blue. So I'll choose something like a red like this, and maybe choose a slightly darker version of this red, blend it in. And this looks like a very good contrast over this blue. To check whether it is really a contrast, what I'll do is copy both of these, place one inside another, and I'll be able to see, okay, this is something that will pop out. I might increase or decrease this a little more, and I think we have our perfect match. And I will make sure this is the same color as this perfect match. I might even decrease this by, of course, placing a white box over this. You can mix it with white to make it look slightly lighter than the first shade right here. So little monochromatic action going on. Another quick trick is to pick up any color, and you can increase or decrease the saturation levels. And by saturation, I mean desaturation will make it more gray, and increasing the saturation will make it brighter, of course. Now to desaturate, what you need to do is basically shift this to the left, and as you can see, the amount of color there is reducing, and the amount of gray in this is increasing. You can adjust it to give it this desaturated look right here. This is I think this is great for when you are trying to place something of importance over, say, a background. So something as saturated as this pink will probably look really good on something as desaturated as this desaturated pink. Now colors, of course, is not a very simple thing to grasp. It takes a lot of time and knowledge. I will give this basic theory that this color matters site really does define very well. They tell you what is color harmony, what is contrasting colors, secondary colors, tertiary colors, how to pick the right kind of colors for your project, and of course a bunch of more things, bunch of stuff that you can learn and grasp from. If you do like my channel, of course subscribe to the channel, like this video of course, and leave a comment below on what I should make next. I post every Monday and Thursday, twice a week of course, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.